We do begin tonight with a disturbing story from Wausau's southeast side neighborhood. Good evening, I'm Melissa Langbad.
And I'm Eric Morotek. While people were out trick-or-treating on Halloween night, some kids got something unexpected in their bags: anti-Semitic flyers. News 9's Jimmy Sadowski caught up with neighbors and leaders to learn what happened and what happens next.
Halloween's a time kids and grown-ups alike look forward to, with the candy, costumes, and of course a good scare. But the scare neighbors allegedly received here around Broadway, they say, was not one of holiday spirit, but of hate. Halloween started as normal for Catherine Ruland, who lives in the east side of Wausau. She and her 24-year-old autistic son, Patrick, were out trick-or-treating. Then 3 men gave her son an anti-Semitic pamphlet that we chose not to show because of the disparaging comments blaming Jewish people for the pandemic, communism, and controlling U.S. politics.
Oh, it was shocking. It was jarring. I wasn't just verbally upset, I was physically upset.
The men yelled at her, which traumatized her son.
My son kept asking me, since he is autistic, kept asking me, why are they mad at me? And I kept having to tell him, they're not mad at you. They weren't yelling at you. They were yelling at me, which it took him a lot to try to understand.
Allegedly, they dressed in fake beards, side curls, and prosthetics she called gross exaggerations. Because of that, it was difficult to see their actual faces, and they have not yet been identified. And what the men allegedly did becomes even more problematic considering the current conflict in Israel.
Precisely in this time, we don't need any of that racist and anti-Semitic rhetoric that dehumanizes.
The folks at Mount Sinai encourage calling hate out when you see it.
If they find one of these flyers or handed one of these flyers, I would suggest they report it to someone. There may not be something to do, but it is still good to report. And then after they've done that, feel free to burn it because it is trash.
We reached out to Wausau PD, and they said they had only received an anonymous call. This isn't the first time something like this has happened here. The same pamphlets were found in an east side neighborhood back in March and in Marshfield last year. Police say if you don't feel safe, never hesitate to reach out to them. In Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.